11.
Oh, so you're going quite low. For the race that I've seen, the bonus tends to go up in the 20s, at least for the mid 110 runners. So you have high faith in those at least, but
I have a lot of faith. Also, we should be going here really
we're
soon.
starting.
Yep, alright, we're off.
So there most likely won't be any deviations in the strats here. Maybe a small corner cut that's a little risky to the left.
Yeah, only small differences in Cap Kingdom, unless someone goes to like the left side of the top of Top Hat Tower. Generally, it's the same. Also, it looks like everyone is running on Japanese except for the Jackster. Just a little bit of preference coming into play there.
Yeah, running on English, at least if you have your casual file on the same profile, makes it a little bit safer for accidental deletion.
Yeah, I've accidentally deleted my casual file. It's not fun.
Yeah, I've done the same.
Alright, so it looks like most people going for about the same strats. Looks like TehJman opted to do the triple jump earlier than most people would, before he hit the stairs. But yeah, as we said before, not too much gigantic variations in routes. You won't really see that until we hit Sand Kingdom.
Yeah, in Sand there's gonna be probably, we might even see 4 different routes here in Sand.
Yeah, it would be interesting if everyone does a different route. I don't think I've seen a 4-way go like that before.
Yeah, for Nicro and Sludge, it's gonna be interesting to see if they do Sphinx Clip, which involves clipping into the Sphinx and then going into the sinking Sand Moon and grabbing it while still out of bounds and then going back into it.
I think in his PB, Nicro did Sphinx Clip, but Sludgy I don't think did Sphinx Clip in his PB. But it has been a while since either of them have PB'd, so it'll be interesting.
And it seems like everybody's opting for the right route instead of the left one.
Yep. Looks like 3 out of 4 of our runners are almost out of cap. Sludgy leading the pack, it would seem.
Seems like everybody gets the topper quick kill by jumping on his hat in the second attack phase. And Sludgy is up to a small lead already.
Yeah, it looks like everyone had a pretty good start except for Jackster, who had a little bit of issues in the frog area. He missed a few jumps, mistimed. Nothing he can't come back from, though.
Also, 3-2 Wavy, the reason they know how to start is because we use Speedruns Live, which does a countdown from 10 to 0 in a chat. And basically everybody starts at 0 then.
Yeah, it's quite handy. Very good race program that most speedrun races end up using.
Sludgy missing the chain jump.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. Also, you can skip this moon here and the cutscenes following, but it's really weird. You need to have the first version of the game, 1.0.0, to make it work, which can only be achieved by getting a cartridge and factory resetting your Switch so you don't have any updates.
And also you can never connect to the internet, which rules out all eShop games for the rest of your Odyssey career.
Yeah, so generally, I think the community banned it for any percent runs, but just a little interesting tidbit that it is possible to skip this small section.
Yeah, it saves about 20 seconds if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's not a small time save at all.
Like, the other option would be to get a second Switch, but that's like a $300 investment, so no thank you.
Looks like both Sludgy and Nicro missed the T-Rex jump. Meanwhile, TehJman, I think? Oh, no, that's unfortunate.
And then a change-up hits him. Okay, he was lucky he caught the T-Rex there. If you get hit by a change jump, you might lose the T-Rex and have to respawn it.
Yeah. This jump is also really iffy. It's very confusing. The T-Rex needs to step on the trampoline with generally his left foot. I think it's possible with the right foot, but much more difficult. And then you also need to shift your momentum in the proper direction after you step on the trampoline, which is, in my opinion, the harder part.
Yeah.
Looks like everyone managed to get it eventually, though. Meanwhile, Nicro having a good fight.
Yeah, seems like everybody's opting for to cancel the second attack phase by backflipping on top of it as it's spinning.
Yeah. Though we did see a few variations. Some people opted to, if I remember correctly, throw the hat out before jumping on the chain chomp, in which case you can get a very quick first hit in, because you need to hit the chain chomp twice in order to capture it. So it's a very small difference, very small time save to do that, but it is much more difficult. I can see why people would avoid it for safer strategies.
Yeah, but it's also nice to do a little riskier strategies, at least in the early kingdoms as well. It's not that bad to reset in Cascade compared to resetting in Wooded or even Lost.
Yeah, so you definitely be able to see runners getting very comfortable with the riskier strats early on as compared to doing something like as much of a meme and notorious as it is 2D skip, which isn't even a skip, it's a shortcut.
Yeah, or P-switchless in Wooded.
Oh, P-switchless is another interesting one.
And that's one of those tricks that I just attempt once. If I fail it, I'm just gonna go the normal way.
Yeah, it looks so cool though, you know, and you gotta get that factor of how cool a trick looks if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, if you do it in a race, that's a ton of strike points.
Sounds like Nicro is in the lead.
Everybody heading into Sand with not too much of a time difference.
Yeah, it's pretty close, all things considered. The only one that's not even that far behind is TehJman, and that's only because he had a little bit of issues with the dinosaur trampoline skip.
Yeah, or T-Rex jump, a little easier to say.
I like getting really technical with my names and confusing people. You see, you hear T-Rex jump, you have a good idea of what it is, but when you mention a trampoline, that's when people get confused.
Like we're not doing the fountain jump. Sludgy seems to opt for the parasol.
It looks like Necro's also going to be going for Oasis Moon, so we might be seeing Sphinx Clip. Meanwhile, Sludgy going within the town.
Sludgy going for a really safe bird as well. Let's see which one Nicro does. Okay, Nicro skips bird entirely there. So, is he gonna do it in Oasis there or just Sphinx Clip?
Yeah, I think he's going to be doing at least talking to Sphinx. I wouldn't be surprised if he does Sphinx Clip though. So
like right
smooth movement.
There is one more option that nobody seemed to have taken for grabbing the bird. Right after acing the pipe, on that small hill by the moon rock, you can also grab the bird there with a well-timed triple jump and homing cap.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that before. I've heard of it. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, it's quite strict on the timing, but if you understand how it works, you can hold cap in place and prepare to ground pound jump to grab the moon as well.
Also looks like no one opted to go for employees only, so we might be seeing 3 similar routes, and then Nicro is the one doing the most different route, it would appear.
Also, Nicro getting the bullet bill manipulation to avoid killing it early and having to wait for another one.
Yeah, very important.
Is Sludgy gonna get it? Oh, he missed it. That's about a 5-second time was just missing the bullet bill there.
Yeah, Jackster, if Jackster does the bullet bill manip, he should be the next one, unless assuming he gets his jump soon. He might just be opting out of it with how much he was struggling with that little ice pillar jump.
Yeah. The J-Man getting it seems good. Let's see. Yeah, he got it.
Also, it does look like Nicro got Sphinx Clip pretty early on.
Ooh.
They're smooth.
Ooh, the Jackster got the bullet bill manip as well.
2 for 4. All right, it's good enough track record. That's 50%. A lot of people would Love to have 50%. Alright, Nicro coming up to a pretty tricky part right here. It's very easy to die on this bullet bill jump here.
Yeah, and depending, well, he's gonna exit for Sphinx if he dies. But if you don't do Sphinx, you might just end up being sent straight back to the Odyssey.
Yeah, Odyssey or the pipe. Either way, not good.
Yeah, Nicro getting the Jackson skip quite cleanly. Sludgy following right after, so let's see if he gets it.
Yeah, I'm hoping no one ends up dying to this, because it's quite... Okay,
That looked really close.
That was close, but thankfully it wasn't too close. We got our third competitor coming up to it, Jackster. And TehJman not far behind.
Jack's is struggling with grabbing the moon a little bit. That's quite unfortunate time loss and quite frustrating to do. And the bonk.
And Nicro getting the bird. Looks like he's about to head out of Sand Kingdom. Pretty clean Sand Kingdom. I don't think there were too many mistakes in his sand.
Okay, Jackster got the Jackster skip. Let's see about the J-Man then.
Alright, the final one.
Oh,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's really rough to recover from. Let's see what checkpoint flags he got, if he got any.
Yeah.
That is the worst place he can be sent back, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely not... I'm interested to see how he recovers from it. I think he's just going to head right back to Jaxi Tower. But it definitely was unfortunate. And as we said before, it is a very tricky jump to get. You have to either dismount from the bullet bill capture at the perfect time, or you need to hit the perfect part of the wall.
Yeah, he's grabbing the checkpoint flag for safety reasons. It can be quite frustrating knowing you missed that flag by like a pixel or something, and then dying. Especially in a race setting.
In a run, it doesn't make too much of a difference. Generally, you'll reset if you die, but it is always a good idea to keep that checkpoint in mind when you're in a tournament setting like this.
Yeah, I know I missed it just barely in my one race, and I was terrified of Jaxi jump because of it.
Once you miss it, you're never the same.
Yeah. Nicro
Everyone
going
else
for pretty normal strats in Lake Kingdom. We probably won't see any deviations here.
Yeah,
Except
Lake is
minor movement differences.
Lake is pretty standard. I don't think there's been a route change in Lake since the first week the game was out. Honestly, it's pretty clear cut as to what you're going to do.
Yeah, like after 1 week, there was the discovery of the quick kill on the boss, and that was about the last change that happened.
Yeah, as far as route is concerned, I think the first, like the world record I watched like a day after the game came out got some note moons in the first little pool of water in front of the Odyssey, but after not shortly after the game came out, people swapped to getting the pillar moon, which was considerably faster.
Yeah, but that pillar moon was like easy to forget, at least when you're trying to route to complete a new game.
Yeah, there were a lot of moons that just seemed to go unseen. Ooh, that's
Jackster missing a triple jump.
Yeah, it's not that difficult to back up, though. It's maybe like 6 or 7 seconds of time loss.
Accidental Goomba capture?
You can never capture too many Goombas.
Yeah.
You can. That's a lie. You can definitely capture too many Goombas.
Yeah, try to stack up as many as you can in a race. Also, as we can see on Sludgy right now, you can see the quick kill for the boss.
Yeah, I think both Sludgy and Nicro had a very good Rango fight.
Yeah, but it's repeatedly backflipping on top of him with good timing. That means you stop the bouncing hat phase and you attack him before he even throws his hats at you. Even for a really clean and really quick kill.
Yeah, Rango's also probably one of the most difficult to back up. It's very punishing because he jumps around for a long time, and unless you've still got the invulnerability frames from getting hurt, good luck stopping his jumps, dude. It is not forgiving. Especially in snow when you're on ice physics.
Oh yeah, I haven't even tried doing that one in snow since I did it casually, but that seems really tricky.
It is generally you have to ground pound to reset your momentum. At least that's the strat I saw usually used by runners. Looks like Jackster's struggling a little bit, but this shouldn't be too difficult to back up. It's pre-hit, so he's not jumping around. Alright, other than that one mess up, Jackster had a very good Ringo.
Okay, so nicroveda seems to be doing the faster, or slightly faster improvement by tagging the bunny and then grabbing the rock.
Yeah, if you wait for the bunny moon, the bunny has to go through this animation of being like, hey, you caught me, nice job, and then he throws the moon up in the air, and you still have to wait for the moon to have a hitbox so you can grab it.
That's the sludge right there.
Yeah, Sludgy going for the other strat. I'm not sure how much faster it is, but I think it's faster. I'm not.
It can't
not
be
too confident.
Though.
Yeah, it depends on how you what your movement is like, and if you have momentum. One of the most appealing parts of it is that you have roll momentum after you hit the bunny, and you can transfer that into the movement very easily and very.
Also, grabbing those rocks are really awkward if you don't throw out Cappy first and hold the grab button or Y or X.
Yeah.
A little too early and a little too late, and you'll start kicking the rock all over the place.
Dude, we used to have... The rock used to be really weird. You used to have to, like, hit the rock with your hat a bunch of times until it broke, and then someone was like, wait, you can just walk into another rock. And it was like we'd found the Holy Grail. Everyone was just like, oh my goodness. The speedrun is 1,000 times better now. It was crazy.
And that wood is actually a fun kingdom.
Yeah, it also looks like Nicro is opting to go to the flag and then teleport out of pipes to the flag, which I think it was timed to be slightly slower than movement from the pipe up to the maze. But it looks like Sludgy is going to the pipe early, so we're going to see if that makes any difference in time save or time loss. It is much more difficult to move from pipe up to the maze than it is to just teleport away.
Yeah, that's like the only minor deviation in the wooded route that people do.
Looks like Nicro...
That's in stone.
Nicro going for damage boosting strats. Looks like Sludgy is doing the same. I'm not sure if damage boosting is faster than doing a damageless pipe, because you gotta wait through the animation, but it definitely looks cooler.
Yeah. Also, taking damage in this game adds a small cutscene extension for grabbing a moon for roughly 2 seconds. So you want to avoid taking as much damage as possible. But if you've already taken one hit, taking another hit will only add 0.2 seconds, so it's not that big of a deal. Other than the risk of dying, of course. Now let's see if nicroveda goes for the roll cancel swag strat.
Yeah, it looks like Jackster had a little bit of a sloppy tunnel. He bonked once, but I think he backed it up pretty well. I'm interested to see if TehJman makes the same mistake or if he has a smooth tunnel as well. Oh, looks like he actually... The cap came out from underneath him.
Oh, Nicro going for that swag jump.
And... Oh, dude. That looked nice. That looked...
Yeah, I love that movement so much. It's really difficult, but it's so satisfying to both see and pull off.
Now he's going to be heading into the tower. The tower can also look pretty cool if you pull it off optimally. Shouts to the awkward camera change after that cap throw there that Nicro did.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movement he did at the start before. Is that like standard now, or...?
I think it's a bit faster than doing a triple jump. Simply because they have momentum from the dive on the first jump. But I'm not sure by how much.
Again, just a lot of minor optimization that's just going to keep coming throughout the run.
Jackster with some clean post-pipe movement.
Also, J-Man opting for the warp as well. takes a little bit more time to set up on the railing for the long jump to risk not jumping into deep woods.
Oh, well, I definitely take the 2 seconds of setup over deep woods any day.
Yeah, well, landing in deep woods in a race, if you know the deep woods route that was theorized, it's not that bad. Like, it's recoverable.
It's only, at best, it would be like 10 seconds of time lost, which is, it's still bad, but like, that's better than 3 minutes, you know?
Yeah. If you fall into the woods blind, you can basically just say reset.
Yeah, but as I don't think anyone's really put too much practice into the deep woods route, so I think it would still be a decent amount of time loss.
Yeah.
Though it wouldn't be as bad.
The T-Rex manipulation there was really awkward as well as that one weird rock grab.
Yeah, manipulating the T-Rex in Lost is an interesting...
So, nicroveda finishing up wooded now. And Sludgy right behind. Is it like a 30 seconds of cutscenes behind it? If I remember correctly?
Yeah, he's pretty much one multi-moon. I don't know how much that is.
I think it's roughly 40 or 50 seconds from grabbing the multi-moon until fade out. Might be a bit more.
Looks like Jackster's starting to enter the tower as J-Man collects the Piranha Plant Moon. Not a huge difference between those two. Probably about the same as Sludgy and Nicro. Well, maybe a little bit more than Sludgy and Nicro.
So, let's see if Nicro goes for the super fast strats on the Bowser kill here.
Looks like he's going for phase 1. Ooh.
Oh, he got it. Nice. I don't know the practice behind that, as I've never done it before. Do you know how it works?
Yeah, it's basically... I'm not sure if you have to do it on the first frame or whatever, but you want to have... Oh, I've never seen the second phase done like that. But you want to be in the hitbox of where the hat will be after Cappy hits it, as you hit the hat with Cappy, and then you pick it up instantly before Bowser can even have a chance to pick it up.
Yeah, because if you hit the hats too close to Bowser, as he just did there, Bowser would grab it straight out of the air.
Yeah, and then it's a decent chunk of time gone.
Nicro opting for a safe shot and then hitting the cap a little bit too early.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's getting a chance to catch up to him with Bowser.
Bowser like is one of those kind of easy sections that's just really frustrating to lose time on.
Yeah, like you can go 100 runs with good Bowser, and then you'll always have that other run that's just, you forget how it works, and you accidentally throw the hat too close to him or something like that. It's not the least frustrating thing, to say the least.
Yeah, and even if you get it 99% of the time, it still feels like you only get it 50% of the time with just that one miss. It feels that bad.
Yeah, especially with the harder strats that Nicro was doing. It's much more difficult.
Now, Nicro's coming up on the most... Ooh, we got a really clean tree jump there.
That was
Those
nice.
trees are really awkward to jump on. What did Jackster just do? Did he hit the home button on accident?
I don't know. But it is a very good button. Very appealing. You know, I'd hit it.
Yeah, also, with that tree, I'm really surprised Nintendo managed to make trees worse than Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, the tree is weird. Half of the tree, like, freaking functions as a wall. And you'll be able to bonk on it, you'll just get tossed aside and everything if you're not careful.
Also, Sludgy just barely getting enough height from for that jump. He opted to aim for the coins instead of the slightly higher up ledge.
Yeah, another thing I want to mention is that the speedrun strat here, it looks much different from casual play, in that our hat kind of is still on our head. And that's because you can actually avoid getting captured by Klepto if you stay on the upper level of the stage until you scare Klepto away by going towards the area you would normally battle him at. And you can actually throw your hat at Klepto and he will take it back, so don't do that.
Yeah, basically the entire lower half of the stage, beginning from the bridge, will act as a loading zone, and if you just enter it and then land on the ground somewhere else, it seems to trigger it still. You don't
Yeah,
actually have to land on the ground inside it. I found that out the hard way when I fell down from the propellers and then recovered and still triggered it.
good deathless from nicroveda. Usually you'll see runners opting to die in the beginning there. Or not the beginning, the end, and then teleport back to the Odyssey after dying, but you can also do it without dying, which saves 10 coins and like 1 second.
Yeah.
Also looks like Sludgy went for the cavern instead of the cage, which is, I think, slower, but much easier.
Also, Sludgy going for an interesting deathless strat that I haven't personally seen before.
I think it's about the same speed. It's just preference.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jackster entering Lost, and TehJman is not that far behind. I think he's on the third phase of Bowser. No, second.
So nicroveda entering Dark Metro, which has quite a frustrating boss fight. Oh,
Hitboxes.
and Jackster going for the old route to skip Klepto by jumping on top of the cage and then going to into the flower room.
Yeah, this is an older route, but it is a much easier route as well, considering you don't do the tree jump, which alone is quite appealing.
Yeah, it took me quite a while to even bother learning it. It took me like a month before I actually bothered to learn the tree jump.
Yeah, a lot of runners were stubborn.
It's roughly
myself
8
included.
seconds faster, if I remember correctly. It might be more now with updated movement.
Yeah, back when the game was first out, it wasn't that much quicker, but now that runs are starting to get really good times, 8 seconds is a lot.
Also, Nicro going with that pretty clean roll cancel to switch his momentum straight out of our roll and still keep it.
Yeah, looks like TehJman having a good tree. I think Jackson had a good tree as well. Jackson also went for an interesting strat where he hit the Klepto platform once to make it easier for him to long jump to the moon on top of the tree next to Klepto.
Yeah, I tried that once, but then I accidentally jumped over the moon. So I'm not doing that again.
The cow jumped over the moon.
Sludge go with an interesting, or tried an interesting ground pound that I hadn't seen before. Oh, and he fell down. But luckily,
I think he got a little
didn't
flustered there. I think he was planning on going for what a lot of people do at the later stages, or in daytime Metro, where there's an area you can throw the cap and then dive back onto a pole, and it's faster. And I think he just wasn't used to that movement, and he might have messed it up.
Actually, that thing doesn't work the same way on those poles.
Ah, that's interesting.
Because if you do it on the normal poles outside, you can just jump off, throw Cappy and dive, and you will grab on again. But for the inside one, you need to do an extra dive for it to actually grab on. If not, you're just gonna slide down it.
Alright, looks like we got the most important part of Mechalord coming up for Nicro. 2 or 3 cycle. You can either get really trolled by hitboxes here, or you can have it go properly. Ooh, that was really, really good backup.
Yeah, sometimes you can just get 2 or 3 stray ones on the complete opposite side of the wall, making 2 cycles really frustrating.
Yeah, generally, when there's a single, like, rather than a chain of 2 in a row for segments that aren't destroyed, when there's one, if you hit the segment itself, there's a chance it'll just get eaten by the other already destroyed segments, so it's definitely safest to hit the wall, which I think Nicro did for both. It was very smooth. Looks like Sludgy... So far, it's looking good.
Yeah, that
really
looks like a good 2 cycle. One thing you can do to make it a little bit easier, though, don't fire at full speed. Tap the shots slightly slower, because then you will hit 3 and 3 segments at a time if you find the right rhythm.
You can also avoid overheating that way. It's much nicer than suddenly not being able to shoot.
Also,
So we have
Nitro
Nitro.
going before he enters Gurdy, it shows out the cap behind him and holds the cap there. After he grabs him in, he's gonna wriggle the controller, and then the homing will trigger and grab that power line.
Also, that was a very smooth RC car skip from nicroveda. Well, he did pause for a little bit to set it up, but much better than I can do, so.
Also, now the favorite part of Metro, bench friends.
The most wholesome moon.
It's just so fun yelling at the top of my lungs when I do it. Bench friends. Every single time.
See a Sludgy going for RC car skip? Nah, he just went over it.
I'm getting unlucky with the RC car angle as well.
Yeah, RC car is
If you
annoying.
mess up the setup, you're so used to setup on your speedrun this that normal RC car controls just doesn't work anymore. They don't click with your brain after that.
How are my kids so good at this, dude? I don't understand.
Me neither.
It's like Nicro. Alright, I was a bit uncomfortable with that dive for a second. I thought he was too far away. But he managed it.
Also seems like the Jackster had a clean lost and found. The J-Man fell slightly down on those poles.
Yeah, J-Man's pole there could have gone much worse. Thankfully, I don't think he threw his hat before he started falling.
Oh, oh god.
Okay, good backup.
That was good. I was scared there.
If you fall and you throw your hat and then you try grabbing back onto the pole, it actually won't work at all.
Yeah.
He just won't grab. And I think you also lose all control of having horizontal momentum, so you're just stuck to wherever you end up.
And a bonk. Thankfully, in this game, compared to SM64, if you bonk on a wall, you will recover mid-air. You won't have to wait until you actually hit the ground.
Yeah, it makes it much easier for certain segments.
Oh, the J doing it again?
Yeah, I don't think J-Man's holding back on his controller after he dives. Or the opposite direction from where he's going, and it's resulting in a bonk. Alright, there we go.
Now.
Meanwhile, the Jackster on the second phase of Mecha Wiggler.
That seems good.
Oh,
the hitboxes.
okay.
Ooh.
That was close. I was holding my breath for a second.
Also, Micro on the Yao. Going up the OTEP pretty quickly.
Yeah. You guys are lucky. We're going to see 4 different OTEPs today, alright?
And 4 Yaos. So let's see if you're Team Yao or Team OTEP.
4 of all the best moons in the run. TehJman looks like he's starting the second phase of Mecha Wiggler as well. If everyone gets a 2 cycle, that'd be quite nice.
Okay, the first OTEP.
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 Yay.
Now Sludgy closing in on Yao guy. Seems like most in chat is Team OTEP. Also Starmaster, Yao is what the drummer says when he gives you the moon, and OTEP is what the bassist says.
Bassist versus drummer, dude.
Yeah.
It's like the J-Man's coming up. He's got 1 separate and... Okay, there we go.
He got it.
4 2 cycles, baby. That's what I want to see.
Also Jackster opting for RC car as well. And he gets the movement properly. Now Sludgy coming off with OTEP as well. Like the gibberish the new donkers speak is so weird.
OTEP. Yay.
Like for instance, the shoppers or the salesmen in the stores. Sometimes it sounds like they say, "I just want to dive," which is kind of grim for a Nintendo game.
It is. But it's okay because the shopkeeper once you start actually talking to him, he finds purpose in the form of Otep. Also, Nicro talking to Captain Toad through the snow.
Okay, that I haven't seen before.
I mean, you know, it's the normal thing, having a nice conversation with your friend through the snow. Well, you haven't done that?
Yeah, it's like a snowball as big as yourself. Or twice as big, almost. Oh, Sludgy opting for Seaside first. Meanwhile, Nicro did Snow first. As Nicro did have enough coins, it seems. He had just enough coins because he did Deathless in Lost Kingdom, letting him do Snow before Seaside. So there's the routing option, because Seaside has like roughly 40 coins that you get for free in the normal route.
Yeah, he did Sphinx, so he was fine.
Oh, right. I completely forgot to do that.
Yeah, but for most runners, unless you use Sphinx Clip, which is like only a very small portion of the top runners do Sphinx Clip, you're going to go to Seaside first, or else you're going to have a little bit of trouble once you reach Snow. Because coin routing is fun.
Yeah, also a good race killer. Not having enough coins. So some people just opt to do a safe Sphinx instead of doing the normal route they do.
Yeah, getting Sphinx is only slightly slower than getting Notes in Sand. Which, I can definitely see the appeal of being able to just mash through the selected cutscene.
The TehJman with the clutch ledge grab on the dumpster moon. Also, legitimately, who the heck placed that dumpster up there? And who's emptying it, or even using it?
Yeah, it was either they did it as a joke, or someone seriously thought, hey, you know where this dumpster should go? At the roof. Let's do that. You know those construction people going on up there? Let's put it on top of one of those girders. That sounds like a fantastic plan.
Yeah, about as good plan as the scooter parkings on the roof.
Yeah.
No way to get the scooter up there.
They pay you to park your scooter there. Like, that's not a good business strategy, my friend. Well, the New Donk people are certainly an interesting bunch, to say the least.
Yeah, also I like the name for the New Donkers.
The New Donkers, dude.
That is their canon name.
Is that their baseball team?
No, just what the citizens are called in general. That's a cool baseball team name.
The Donkers, dude. Alright, OTEP number 3.
Or for us, it would be the Bonkers.
The Bonkers. OTEP.
Sludgy missing the Dory Moon slightly. And then having depth perception fail him.
Dory's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, it seems like one of the easiest moons, but controlling how high you rise as a fish or how low you go is weird, because there's a lot of, like, fall-off changing. Like, you can let go of B, but for 2 seconds you'll still be slightly changing height.
Yeah. Also, the depth perception in water, as in most platformers, is just horrible. It's so hard to see where you actually are.
Yeah. Water's... I'm not gonna say it's my least favorite part of the game, but it's probably my least favorite part of the game. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Ice physics are worse, but...
Yeah, ice physics are worse, definitely. And
here
then
we're
there's
coming up.
moon gravity. I do not like it.
4th and final OTEP. Moon gravity is also definitely annoying. It's...
Anything that changes the physics of the game is just horrible.
Like, 1 second...
Yeah, continue.
1 second, you got the really fast-paced normal movement that you have here. You know, you go from Bowser Kingdom, which is just... Who knows what's going on there. You're jumping around like crazy. And then you go to Moon, and it's like... Oh yeah, in like 5 seconds from now, I'm gonna hit the ground. And then I'll start rolling.
Also, the jacks are bonking on the cliff jump. That's one of the quite precise ones. Oh, and he does it again.
Yeah, the cliff jump is definitely not the easiest trick in the game. It's Very confusing.
Yeah, one thing to help though. After you throw out Cappy, just don't dive immediately. That will give you a little bit more height of the cap dive.
Yeah, you wanna... It's really weird. I don't know why. But yeah, diving after you throw Cappy, to dive on top of Cappy, gives you height if you wait a while. It's interesting, to say the least.
The Jacks are really struggling with it now. Nicroveda getting it first try. You can also, right before you grab the wall, you can throw Cappy directly at a wall to get a slightly height boost.
Yeah, if you're a certain distance away. Also really helps just to make it so that you grab the wall before you stop losing height, even if you didn't have the height bonus.
Yeah, and the Jackson and J-Man getting it in complete sync.
Looks like he's pressing up against that wall for a little bit. Nicro accidentally falling in the water. And let's see if Sludgy goes for rolling through the tunnel or jumping over the fence.
Oh, no problem, Jackster. Seems like his listening in has actually helped him.
Glad we could be of help, of service.
Also, just gonna repeat this for the new guys dropping in. This is two different races being streamed simultaneously. It's the Jackster versus nicroveda and the TehJman versus SludgyGamer.
TehJman had a very interesting coin backup strat there. He actually, leaving the bootleg 2D section, there's a few rings at the top of the exit area, and he actually wall jumped a little bit to get them.
Yeah, that's fun. There's a lot of minor coin grabs you can do. Sludgy almost falling into the poison mist, but Cappy saving him.
I didn't know you could get the snowman dude to flash if you captured him like that. It's like fish sections starting for both Jackster and TehJman. Let's see how many fish bonks there are.
Also for the fish, you can do that. You can do what looks like a dash by pressing Y and B at the same time. It's not actually faster, but it helps to switch your momentum in the correct direction.
Yeah, it's very useful, but definitely not faster. You shouldn't just spam it. You should use it wisely.
Yeah, I'm just spamming it as a complete habit because my movement as a fish just gets 10 times worse if I don't spam it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you don't lose time to spam it, I suppose. There's no real downside to spamming it. It's just how many button presses you want going on, I suppose.
Yeah, and
it's all
wearing a jerk
preference.
controller slightly.
Ah, yeah. TehJman opting to kill some of these kelp dudes.
For extra coins, it seems.
Yeah, it looks like he doesn't quite have 100 coins yet. So with the kelp dudes and the rings inside of the last tunnel here, he should be able to be good on coin count. Yeah,
almost forgetting the rings. There is also a nice extra coin stack inside the Chiveria entrance. Right after you wall kick up the boxes, right after it there's a wooden box containing a 10 coin stack. That's a nice backup one if you're missing only 10 coins or less.
Yeah, it's very nice that you've got 10 coins there in case you mess up and die a few more times.
There's also 6 coins available on the parasols.
Oh yeah, I forget about the ones on the parasols.
Yes, there's 16 coins inside Chiveria. That's quite handy to grab. Also,
nicroveda almost
already in luncheon. This race is going so fast, and there's just so much to pay attention to with 2 commentators. So, apologies if we miss anything notable. It's just too much to talk about right now.
You can yell at us. It's fine. Looks like Sludgy's also entering lunch. Meanwhile, Jackster and TehJman still very close.
Also, Luncheon has one major route difference that people tend to go between. There's either Podobo rooms with the fire dudes or the fork room. The fork room is the easiest and the hardest strats, while the Podobo room is the middle ground.
Yeah, it's... I'm not sure by how much. Ooh, that's unfortunate on Sludgy's side.
Yeah, so if you do fork room the absolute fastest way, that will be the fastest method with the outside movement and inside movement combined. But if you do safe strat, it's faster to do Podobo room, but that's also quite a bit harder.
Yeah, it's like easy fork is like if you're a new player, if you're a mid-tier player and you feel like learning Podoboo for some reason instead of faster forks, then you could go to Podoboo. But if you're a high-tier player, you're probably going to end up going for fast forks, which is basically just a lot of motion controls is the downside.
Yeah, and those can be quite inconsistent, especially with the Pro Controller.
Oh, Pro Controller motion controls, dude. Especially all the up throws.
Yeah, they're horrible. Like, I can't even do a single down throw with the Pro Controller. I can't figure out how. I've tried for quite a bit, but I just don't get it.
Sludgy almost dying to Spewart, but thankfully not. Would have set him back a decent amount if he did.
Okay, so guys, get ready to drop your PJ salt for the salt pile, and where we leave all the salt for the rest of the run.
Salt Island, dude.
Yeah. So just drop your PJ salt for it, and then just get rid of your salt, it's good for you.
It's Christmas season. You know about the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? You know that island of the like broken toys and stuff? This is the island of salt. It's like the speedrunning equivalent.
That's where salty speedrunners and esport players go. So nicroveda opting for Fork's room.
Doing it very well so far.
Yeah, it looks really satisfying. Also, I love the music in Fork's room. It's just perfect for fail montages.
Also looks like Nicro ended up standing on top of the moving hat redirector. Which I was surprised to see, but it was very good for him.
Wait, what did you just call them?
Hat redirectors. I don't know what the official name is, I just know what it does.
I don't know the official name either, I just call them the wind guys or something. I like your name better though, it's funnier.
Hat redirectors, dude. Alright, let's see how trolled Nicro gets by the cheese lever, dude. Everyone's favorite.
He's already getting trolled by the pan, bro.
Good start. Oh, that was really nice, actually.
Yeah, he goes for the slow, methodical taps by just jumping slowly forward, waiting until you're basically slamming your face into it. Oh.
Slow, but methodical.
The Jackster just killed all the Goombas for some reason. Is he still lacking coins or something? No, he doesn't need any more coins, it seems.
Both of them got the shot moon.
Unless he's doing slots.
You can't leave any witnesses.
There's gonna be so many witnesses to kill off in Luncheon though.
Sludgy with a pretty clean forks.
Also, there's basically no reason for any new player to learn Podobo Room anymore. It's basically only the old players that learned it when it was considered the fastest strat. That keeps doing it because they don't want to learn forks or don't bother to. Like me.
Yeah, a few of us are stubborn. Oh, Sludgy, well, that was pretty close. Wall kicked twice.
So, nicroveda grabbing the meat and finishing the
Twitch meat. The Twitch.tv meet. Actually, we will be able to see Twitch meet because the Jackster is running on English.
Hey.
See, that's the real reason to run in English right there, boys and girls.
Also, all the nut jokes and with it.
The nut jokes. Oh boy.
That's gonna be fun at GDQ. So Sludgy finishing up the cheese rocks, and seems like the Jackson and J-Man are heading into lunch and basically synchronized.
Yeah, those two are very close.
That's like the Jackson like a few frames ahead of the J-Man.
Oh, they're like synced. It's that Japanese catching up.
Yeah. Also, Sludgy getting a clean jump up until like a what's it? What's that even called?
Behind, I think it's like hidden behind the mountain or something like that.
Yeah, once they start running Japanese, you just completely forget all the moon names.
Ooh, J-Man opting for the safer triple jump strat and getting it first try. Meanwhile, Jaxer went for the riskier backflip strategy.
Again, this moon is being made a lot easier by just by delaying your cap dive slightly. Makes it a lot more consistent, at least on my end.
Yeah, Jaxer got it eventually, though.
I have a funny story when learning that salt pile jump, because I asked maybe 5 or 7 different people for tips on how to do it, because I spent 2 hours only getting it 3 times. And nobody was able to tell me that you're supposed to throw Cappy at the wall to gain extra height.
I'm sure it just slipped their mind.
Yeah,
Just
I
like
was so
salt
frustrated
from you.
I was beyond salty when I just went to sleep that night. And then I just figured it after five attempts in the morning. Also, Nicro in Dark Souls Kingdom, I didn't quite catch it if he was doing the slightly faster threats by damage boosting, but it seems like he did because he had the heal up.
Yeah, he damage boosted. In theory, they're the same speed if you're frame perfect with damage boostless, but damage boosting does definitely make it much easier than needing to be frame perfect, so...
Yeah, also it lets you basically ignore all the shockwaves on the ground, which can be quite annoying to deal with.
Yeah.
So now, J-Man got a slight lead over the Jackster again, just because of that salt pile jump, and I don't think anyone's gonna opt in for slots. No, it doesn't look like it. Maybe the Jackster still does it. Let's see. Also, there really isn't a lot to talk about when they're in Dark Souls Kingdom.
Yeah, Nicro had a pretty clean dragon fight, though. He didn't die. You know, that's the important part.
Yeah, so Nicro about to enter one of the biggest run killers to the entirety of Bowser Kingdom. With a Topper fight and Mecha Brutal, which can both go... They can go far south very quickly.
Bowser is certainly an interesting kingdom. It's got some of the hardest platforming mixed with easily the hardest boss fights in the run.
Yeah, that's basically the climax of the speedrun. And then there's Moonskip and then a pretty auto-scroller boss fight.
Yeah, and then you got Escape, which can... There's not too much that can go right in Escape, but there's a lot that can go wrong.
Yeah. It's one of those... it's one of those sections that nobody basically loses time on unless they lose a lot of time.
Yeah, it's either you have a good moon or you lose your run, basically.
Yeah.
It's, well, that I suppose there is the ending segment where you actually break down the pillars with the fireballs. But other than that, any mistakes will be just a dead run.
Well, some minor mistakes on the Bowser fight can also be quite kind.
Yeah, like getting hit by the flames that he shoots out.
Yeah. Let's see if Nicro goes for the magic trick moon. No, he doesn't.
The magic trick?
Yeah, the same kind of as the girder in Metro.
Yeah, you can leave the hat above the bird and teleport back to it. I've never heard it called the magic trick, though.
I like to call it magic. Because suddenly you grab Moon and boom, you're on the other side again.
Definitely looks like magic if you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the Jax are getting a clean cheese rock though. So now for the Nicro, we're going to see a potential route deviation again, a small one though. By grabbing, there's 2 or 3 different orders people tend to go for on the Moon Shards.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what route he does. So after the second Moon Shard, we'll begin to see the variation.
Seems like he's going for the roof one, the fastest one, currently.
Pretty clean.
Also the riskiest one.
Yeah, it's most of it isn't too difficult, except for that jump to get up to the roof and grabbing the second to last.
Yeah, if you fall down there, you're gonna lose 30 seconds, maybe more. Depending on what checkpoint flags you grabbed.
Yeah, you can lose a lot of time. As with most deaths. But this one especially, because sometimes you don't grab any flags and you gotta watch a bunch of cutscenes of going through the...
Also, Jax are going for the clean for the damage boost Podo room. I didn't quite catch what the J-Man did, but I think he did Podobo as well.
I think so, because they were pretty close beforehand.
Yeah, also, 3-2 wave, the reason people tend to type during the runs is there's so much downtime in between kingdoms. And just slight downtime where you get to type out a few words each one when grabbing a moon.
Oh, that's unfortunate on Jackster's side. Didn't quite make that dive.
Oh, falling down there hurts quite a lot.
Alright, but if he did do Podoboo, it puts him right here. Okay.
Yeah.
If he did Forks, I'm pretty sure he would get put back at the story moon after you got the cheese lever. But because he did Podoboo, he's put out right next to where he needs to be, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. Also, nicroveda opting for Harriet first, if I saw correctly. Yeah, both the sets are still there. So Topper is mostly the difficult one of them. Harriet is pretty straightforward. Because she always fly, when she goes for the hat bombing phase, she will always fly to the same 2 spots. First north, then southeast. So you just prepare there and be ready for it.
Yeah, and if you mess up any part of it, it's, in my opinion, or at least it's like the least punishing boss.
Yeah.
You mess it up, okay, there goes like 4 seconds, whatever. But as for Topper, you mess him up and let's hope you find the right hat.
Yeah, the first hat is quite easy if you mess it up because it always goes southeast, but the second one is really, you're just blind guessing at that point.
Yeah, the second one he can go wherever, but looks like Nicro found him pretty quickly.
Yeah, you need to really pay attention to which one of them actually bounces off a wall instead of just popping instantly when you hit that.
Yeah.
That'd be quite easy to miss if you hit him and then he just keeps bouncing on.
It's like Sludgy's about to enter the fights as well. One enters and the other leaves.
Sludgy opting for Topper first. There's no time difference in choosing Harriet and Topper. It's just preference again.
Yeah.
One thing I love about this game though, nobody has the same movement. Everybody has their own weird quirks and deviations.
Yeah, it's interesting that in a speedrun game where you would imagine the movements like, okay, this is the fastest movement you can do this. You've still got so much personality involved in how different people do movement, despite it's a speedrun, you know? You'd think it would be figured out what you're supposed to do.
Also, nicroveda's struggling a bit with the jump up there.
Oh.
And he opts for a safe one. Oh,
threaded the needle.
Yeah, those spinies can be really annoying.
Alright, now he's got to go through the bombs and...
Oh, he died. Giving Sludgy a chance to catch up. Also, it's really interesting how nicroveda and Sludgy are basically neck and neck right now. Meanwhile, TehJman and the Jackster are also neck and neck.
It is interesting. It's really close, but separate races.
Yeah. Would have been cool if it was nicroveda versus Sludgy and TehJman versus Jackster. Because that would be really intense to watch, to find out which one wins.
Okay, looks like J-Man's getting a slightly... Well, not slightly, but one phase quicker dragon kill than Jackster is. I think the third phase is actually, like, the fastest, though, because it doesn't take very long for him to get through the electric wheel phase.
Also, nicroveda going into what I would consider the hardest single part of a run.
Screw this guy. Screw the Mech Brutal. No one likes you.
Yeah, it's so difficult to do the fast strats, and he opts for the bonking on the leg climb up and the ground pound strat. So what we do in this boss fight is, instead of grabbing a Pokio and then bombing the legs and climbing up, we're gonna opt to ground pounding on them from the side and then trying to capture our way back on top, even though the Mecha Brutal tries to knock us down, like continuously pushing us back 2 times. And nicroveda missing it once. So this is a really punching boss fight in that way.
Yeah, if he was going to miss getting back up on the mech at all, the second phase is probably one of the better times to mess it up. I think fourth phase or third phase is the best time to mess up, but second is definitely not the worst.
Rainbow phase, this one is the absolute worst one to fail it on, because it has a chance of killing you like here, and then it's just a long time that it just runs around before it even drops the Pokio.
You gotta wait for him to walk around after he throws the spinners around as well.
That's like a 40-second time loss.
Well, he's kind of close on some of those spinners.
Yeah, like it's first the rainbow legs, then the spinners, and then it's just gonna keep walking and then drop Pokio.
Yeah, now he's got to be careful to not hit the bombs.
Oh. And that's gonna put Sludgy in the lead, actually.
Yeah, that's a lot of time lost to die on Mech Brutal, unfortunately.
Yeah, especially that late into the fight. Ooh, Sludgy with a perfect mech fight, I think.
Yeah, he was very clean.
Let's see if nicroveda can step up his game and redeem himself.
It's like he's good so far. Nice.
Seems he's gonna get the second one as well.
That's unless he like accidentally shakes the controller there. There was very little chance of that failing.
Yeah,
also,
basically.
shoutouts to Cappy. Shake the controller at all, he won't let you jump on him.
Yeah.
It's like TehJman opting to grab the bird for the 3rd and 4th moon shards.
Yeah, also for the Pokio, you can shake the controller to basically bounce up faster. We didn't really comment on it this run, but for most actions there is a motion control option, which tends to be faster for most things.
Yeah,
which
and
most
a lot of
runners
it's hidden.
seem to dislike.
Pretty much anywhere that motion control has an effect on whatever you're captured or using, it's generally what it normally does, but better. Yeah. So you'll end up using it in a speed run. Like Pokio, it shoots you higher. If you shake on the fish, you end up attacking, which can be used to spawn moons and stuff, so we'll end up using that. Apparently it also helps you lean if you're on the scooter bike. All kinds of crazy hidden stuff.
I never knew about that scooter that you can lean on it until today, and that Amtena told me earlier. So you learn something every single day.
Apparently shaking, or not shaking, but tilting the controller when you're on the motoped is basically what helps make RC skip possible, or at least RTA viable. Meanwhile, Sludgy's coming up to Moon Skip. See if he gets it first try. A little bit of a bump there, but nothing too bad.
So Sludgy, yeah, he opts for getting both the flowers to get full running speed all the way up until Sphinx. Because Nintendo conveniently places Sphinx right here. This is the only reason we can actually do this.
Spot. And I think that's good.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's good. Basically on the wall there's kind of an L shape. You want to land either directly on the horizontal line of the L or slightly to the left of it as high as possible. For some reason it only works if you land in that spot.
Yeah, it's a really weird trick. I think it has something to do with how the game handles being able to jump on separate walls. Because generally, if two walls are meeting at a 90-degree angle like that, you won't be able to jump in between them. That would be broken. You could just throw your hat to redirect your momentum, right?
Yeah, Nintendo did not want you to do that, but we still found a way. So shout out to whoever found it. And was it like found week 1?
Yeah, I think it was found on like the first day, and then people just didn't know. And then after the first few days, it became common knowledge.
Yeah. But still, in the early days it was considered a really difficult trick because we didn't understand how it actually worked. We just tried it, and if it worked, it worked. If it didn't, it didn't.
Nicro also had a pretty clean moon skip. And Sludgy... Oh, that was really weird. I thought for sure Bowser would have grabbed that hat, but...
Also, the Jackster stream is being paused slightly to resync the Jackster and nicroveda, as they seem to have desynced slightly.
Yeah, Jackster's stream got quite a bit ahead.
So now at least they're synced up.
It is a good thing to keep in mind when comparing all 4 races, that Sludgy versus the J-Man is about 20 seconds ahead. So what we're saying isn't exactly what's actually happening as far as time difference is concerned.
Yeah, I think nicroveda got
closer.
desynced in Luncheon. Probably internet issues. Or frame drops. So now, let's see if Sludgy goes for the infamous 2D jump.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, that's a really risky strat to go for in a race. Also, is Sludgy on PB pace?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Sludgy has a low 108.
Okay, yeah, then PB is probably gone.
Yeah, and generally once you reach the final area of escape, it's about 40-50 seconds to the finish. So
yeah,
unless he reaches that 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, he's still in sub 110 pace.
Oh yeah, definitely Nicro and Sludgy are probably both on sub 110 pace.
Also, TehJman entering Mecha Brutal, so let's see what strats he uses.
Looks like Birdless.
Yeah, he's going for Birdless as well. That's 3 for 3 so far. He's opting for backflip strat instead of ground pound though. Oh, and he falls off.
Fortunate.
He's opting for the Pokio as the backup strat. And I did not catch to see if Sludgy did 2D jump or not. Can chat maybe inform me if he did?
Sludgy never does 2D skip Bible thump.
Okay.
Right, I guess Sludgy didn't do 2D skip.
Let's see if nicroveda opts for it then. Yeah, he goes for it.
Ah, there we go.
And he nails it.
On that man.
That's one of those. It's quite easy on paper, but when you take into consideration all the stress from being in a race and possibly on PB pace, and pulling off that, and basically if you miss it, it costs you roughly 50 seconds, maybe 40.
Yeah, it's definitely not something you want to mess up. It is a lot of time loss. Oh, that camera almost screwed Sludgy up.
That's a scary jump to do, and Sludgy's time is going to be coming up really quickly.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like, I'm going to guess 109.31.
This is like 29.
Ah, you beat me.
Yeah, I voted a lot later though.
Alright, but 109.29, definitely a good time.
Yeah, that's probably in the top 10 race times for this, maybe top 5 times completed in this tournament currently.
It's like Nigro's coming up to finishing as well. Not very far behind.
So according to Speedruns Live, his time was 1:09:30. So right in between us then.
And Nitro with a 109.50.
So let's see if we can get the Sludgy and Nicro in for a dual interview at the same time then.
As J-Man and Jackster start going on the moon. Alright, looks like Jackster's finishing up mech fight. Good Harriet. I think both Jackster and TehJman had a decent mech fight each. Alright, looks like Sludgy doesn't want an interview. Still, no clue as to whether or not Nicro wants an interview or not.
Yeah, I asked him in Discord, let's see if he responds.
Alright, in the meantime, we got 2 other competitors to watch. Both entering the final phase, not very far behind each other. So I think it happened. They could fail moon jump for a while, have J-Man catch up, or Jackster catch up. Or you could end up having the boldness to go for 2D skip, and you could still mess that
Nicro,
up.
to do the interview, drop into Discord and just drop into the racing channel. Or in the waiting room and Clifford can pull you in.
Now for the dramatic moon cutscene, as the bells just pull away.
So yeah, just the moon physics there is just really floaty and they feel slow and horrible for the most part.
It looks like Sludgy might have changed his mind for an interview. We could be seeing him in here as well.
Yeah, that would be cool.
These moon physics, dude.
So hey Sludgy, how did the run go, or how did you feel about it?
I felt okay about it. At best. I think I did okay overall, except for failing T-Rex skip and dying in luncheon.
Nicro, there's a lot of background noise coming from you.
Can you hear me good though?
Yeah, we can hear you, but the stream is...
Oh shit, yeah, one sec. Okay,
Alright.
Is it good now?
It's better.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let me like skip this credits shit. Okay.
Yeah, so let's do the interview like this. We ask questions and you take turns responding, since there's 2 people there at the same time.
Alright.
Alright, so let's start off on a good note, alright? What went well?
I got like 2 random golds by like 1/10 of a second.
That's good. I got a golden cloud because I hadn't done any fast strats on the Bowser before. And I got the early pillar in Moon, which I don't usually get.
Most stages were pretty clean, other than Bowser's, just 2 deaths.
Yeah, you seem to be quite lucky with that first.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened on that. On the first, I think it was the first time after I hit Spirit in the mech fight. I don't know why I just like dropped my like dive input, I guess.
Yeah, you fell quite low, unfortunately.
Got meshed up.
So
those bombs, dude. Bombs were your enemy in that Bowser.
Yeah. Oh my god, I got hit by like what?
Yeah.
I died on both bombs, I think.
Yeah.
The Pokia was really awkward as well. Trying to get that jump up.
Yeah.
Especially Nicro already kind of answered what his big mistake was. What was yours, if you have one?
I kind of feel like it was failing T-Rex skip at the beginning. That set me back by like 20-ish seconds. And then my Dark Metro tower climb I thought was not that great as well.
Good old T-Rex skip, dude. Everyone's favorite, right?
Yeah.
It looks
the biggest
cool.
reset point as well.
I think I got mine like second try. I don't know if anybody got a first try, but I got messed up.
I think Jackster might have been the only person to get
Go
it first try.
Jack!
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm pretty sure everyone else messed it up at least once.
Yeah. So do you guys have anything else you want to say about your run or the race, or how did you feel about it?
I don't. I thought it went all right. I finished less than a minute and a half behind my PB, so I was pretty happy with it.
A little shaky, but you know, first race like ever, so I'm happy.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
first races can be really nerve-wracking.
Yeah, but I'll come back stronger next time in Bowser's, hopefully. That's about it.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it was a lot of
If this
fun.
were a PB, it would be a lot of time save late game, like get to Bowser and free PB, you know?
Oh yeah,
This would be awful splits to run against.
just cruising through that.
At least it's not death on 2D skip or 2D jump splits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice
Had to
job
go for it
having
all.
nice job having the cojones to go for that one. A few
Oh,
people
yeah.
in chat might think you were a bit cooler than say someone who wouldn't go for it.
The biggest
Well-
cojones for sure.
2D skip is not worth.
Yo, nice
Oh, it's so worth it. I love it.
nice snow clip, Sludgy.
Thank you.
Oh, you did a snow clip? Oh, this
Yeah.
is just like after game stuff.
Yeah, just messing around.
Hey.
There's so many
looks
things
like-
you can do.
Looks like Jamin's also about to finish his race up. It's on the final pillar right now.
Yeah, looks to be mid 117.
I'm gonna go 117, like
31 now.
117.34.
I'm just curious, have any of you guys ever experienced the glitch on the escape? Like at the end, it like puts you in a big, it puts you outside of like a cube when you're trying to like claw at the last brick. Like
I
there's like an
don't know.
invisible
I have
wall.
not.
Have you guys seen it though?
Oh, I've
No,
seen it.
I've
Yeah, where
not.
there's an
There's like
invisible
an invisible
wall.
wall, and I was like, thank God it wasn't a PB, but I don't know how it happened, but yeah.
Yeah. The JMS
Yeah.
final time 117.37.
Nice. Oh, there is one thing I wanted to point out. I don't know if anyone saw it, but during Metro, after I talked to the drummer, after talking to Pauline, and I went and it brought me to the concert hall, there was no one in there. There were no
Yeah.
NPCs.
Dude,
I've seen
I
that a
wonder
few
that every
times.
single day.
It's
Yeah,
They just
I
stopped
didn't know that
existing.
was a thing.
I'm
Yeah,
not
that thing
actually
seems
quite
pretty
sure what
random.
you're talking about, actually.
Like the band, there's like no people dancing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
Pauline's
thought
not there.
I thought I screwed something up. I did something out of order. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
That's not normal.
yeah. It's
So
pretty
Jacks
nutty.
are finishing up now as well. Let's see his time.
108. I think that was like 108.23, 22.
118.
On Speedruns Live.
19.
On Speedruns Live, he did 118.24.
Oh, you didn't even stop the timer.
Yeah. And then it instantly reset it.
All right, well, congratulations to both of you on your win. And how's it going, Jackster?
That could have been better, to say the least.
Good job,
Uh,
Jack.
Congratulations to my opponents. They quite clearly had the better of me today.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks. I mean, I wasn't really your opponent, but thanks.
We was all on screen. We all raced.
In spirit.
For sure.
All right, so Jack, what went well in your run?
What went well? Metro nighttime. Finally, I got the tower first try, which my followers and watchers will know I don't always get. Seaside was a bit of a disaster. I sort of forgot how to do one of the moons, which is embarrassing.
We all do that.
That's a really easy thing to forget, though, doing the one capture at the wall.
Yeah. But moon went well. Brutal, I didn't fall off. It was alright towards the end.
Your brutal was way better than mine, bro.
I was watching out the corner of my eye.
So, did you pull any gold splits, Jackster?
Did I put any goals? I didn't use my normal splits, so I'm not entirely sure. I'll go back and watch, find out. But not Seaside, that's for sure.
Also,
yeah.
Congratulations to all 4 runners. Not one of you messed up Mecha Wiggler. You all got 2 cycles.
Yo,
swag.
That's true, yeah.
No one cried at that specific part. So
I almost like severely like screwed it up.
Oh, you had like 2 separate singular segments in opposite corners of the building. I was surprised you were able to hit them.
Got a little spooked there.
Sludgy, are you trying to show off every single wall clip there is?
No, I only know 2 of them.
I
can't even get this one. This one's free. I don't know what's up.
Yeah, the one for the inverted pyramid is... It feels weirder than the other ones. So yeah, let's get a last shout out to the runners and drop the channel to follow if you like them. Because hopefully they stream a lot.
Thanks.
I think they stream a lot.
I know Sludgy streams a lot, but I'm not too familiar with Nicro and Jackster and TehJman.
Pretty much on like almost every day. Try to be.
Yeah, same here. Or
yeah, I stream most weekends and some week evenings. On the hunt for the 110.
Yeah, so I'm going to drop all of them a follow personally.
Appreciate you.
Definitely.
And a little bit of sellout here. Make sure to check out the commentators.
Hey, shout outs to I Am Tendo and Isaiah, the gods of the evening.
Yeah, thanks so much.
The gods, dude.
The gods.
Alright. I think that we might get J-Man in here. And then we don't have too much time left.
Anyways, guys, I'm out. Thanks for chilling.
Yeah, I'm not
sure.
Thanks for the race.
Peace, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, good night.
Alright, yeah.
See ya.
So, that's all the time we have for racing for Odyssey today.
Looks like the Jason. Everyone ask him a few questions before we head out, or are we forced to go out because of time?
It's getting cut pretty close. The SM64 race is about to start, unfortunately. So, I guess we can have one or two things. J-Man, what was the best part of your run, and what was the worst part of your run, do you feel?
The best part was probably not choking the moon skip, so that was nice. The worst part was choking pretty much everything else. So that was
That's Odyssey in a nutshell, right?
Yeah. Was fun.
All right, well, I'm glad we all had a good time. Everyone's laughing. But unfortunately, we do have to cut away really fast for SM64's time slot. So thank you all for watching. Again, check out the runners and the commentators, and if you enjoy Super Mario 64 speedruns, stick around for that.
And have a good day, guys.
You too.
Bye.
Peace.
Thanks for the race.
Thanks for the race.
See you guys.